Yeah.
Teka, wait lang. James,
Yeah.
Tuesday, everyone. Kami po ang Group 3 at we are about to present HVAC, HVAC equipment, recovery, and charging. So ano nga mga kailangang equipment para sa HVAC pag-service ng mga aircon natin? Well, dyan ay the manifold gauge test. The manifold gauge test is the primary air conditioning diagnostic and service tool. The gauge test may be a portable unit or an integral part of an air conditioning charging station. The manifold gauge test enables you to adjust it to monitor the pressure inside an operating air conditioning system during diagnosis. And monitor and control the flow of refrigerant vapor into the system during the charging and access the system for recovery, evacuation, and service. So ito yung manifold gauge test is pinaka-gamit para makapag-service ng aircon sa sasakyan. Binabasa nito yung mga pressure ng refrigerant na natitira sa sasakyan mo at sa lagay dito yung mga PSI na depende kung sa low at saka sa high na pressure. Refrigerant pressure is crucial for determining system performance, and the manifold gauge is used for measuring system performance and diagnosing air conditioning issues. So yun na, sinasabi yung mga performance ng refrigerant sa air conditioning system at mga issues nito. Ang different refrigerants cannot be used. So all service equipment is dedicated to either R12 or R134A refrigerant. So, bali sa pag-alam ko parang wala ng R12. Laging R134A na lang ang ginagamit na refrigerant at yun. Okay. So, ito yung example ng manifold gauge test. Makikita nyo dito mga isang lumap dahil siya galing sa module. Pero, papakita ko video kung saan nakikita yung mas malinaw kung ano ba yung manifold gauge test. Wait lang.
Ngayon, ituturo ko sa inyo kung paano ba ginagamit itong ating gauge manifold. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, itong ating gauge manifold, ginagamit natin ito pansukat ng refrigerant ng ating mga air conditioning. So, ayan. Kung makikita nyo, meron tayong dalawang gauge dito sa itaas. Ang tawag nitong kulay asol natin na gauge ay low pressure gauge. Ang kulay pula naman, ang tawag natin dito ay high pressure gauge. So, sa ibaba naman ng ating mga gauge, makikita nyo, meron tayo ditong
Hindi nga, ano.
low side valve. Sa kabila naman, ito naman ang ating high side valve. Tapos, makikita nyo, meron tayong tatlong hose. Ayan. Tapos, sa dulo ng ating hose, ang tawag nito ay coupler. So, mapapansin nyo guys, ang ating hose, kaya niya ang 800 PSI na pressure. Ibig sabihin, matibay itong ating hose ng ating gauge manifold. So, ayan. Itong ating low pressure gauge, kaya niya mag-reading hanggang 250 PSI. Ito namang ating high side pressure, high side pressure gauge, kaya niya mag-reading hanggang 750 PSI. So sa paggamit nito, for example, magdadagdag kayo ng refrigerant, ang gagawin nyo, itong kulay dilaw, doon nyo ito ikakapit sa tangke ng refrigerant. Tapos, itong kulay asul naman, doon nyo ito ikakabit sa service port ng ating low side. Yan. Tapos, itong kulay pula naman, para makita nyo rin yung ang ating high side pressure natin, ikabit nyo rin itong ating dulo ng ating hose doon sa service port sa ating high side. para makita nyo rin yung pressure niya. Kung nagtutugma ba siya, nag-ano ba siya, tumutugma ba siya sa ating standard na pressure. Kung halimbawa, 22 yung refrigerant na ikakarga nyo, kailangan yung rating ng refrigerant, kung di ako nagkakamali, nasa mga 55 to 65 PSI. Tapos ang ating namang high side, kailangan yung mga reading nyo dyan, 250 hanggang 280 PSI. Huwag kayong lalagpas ng mga 300 kasi medyo mataas na yan. So, ayan. So, sa paggamit naman nito, kung itong kulay dilaw na to, kung halimbawa magbabacuum kayo, bagong kapit yung aircon nyo, or bagong repair, kailangan i-vacuum yun. So, dito natin ikakabit ang ating vacuum pump. Yan. Tapos, itong kulay asol ulit, ikakabit natin doon sa service port ng ating low side. Yan. Tapos, ang gagamitin nyo, itong ating gauge na kulay asol. Kailangan pag nagbabacuum kayo guys, kailangan yung ating printer, aabot siya hanggang negative 30. Yan, kung makikita nyo, meron siyang negative 30. Kailangan itong printer natin, umabot hanggang negative 30. Ibig sabihin, pag umabot yan hanggang negative 30, malinis na yung ating system. Yan. Tapos guys, kung magkakarga naman kayo ng nitrogen, halimbawa, may leak yung system na yung mga aircon, dito kayo magkakarga sa kulay pula. Yan. Itong dulo ng hose na kulay pula, ikakabit nyo lang doon sa nitrogen. Tapos, bubuksan yung valve natin para magkarga ng nitrogen. Ayan. Advice kasi dito sa pula kayo mag-charge ng nitrogen kasi mataas yung pressure na kaya niyang i-reading. So, yung nitrogen kasi natin, mataas talaga ang pressure ng nitrogen natin. So, sa pagkakarga naman ng nitrogen guys, ako, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng idea. Kung halimbawa, nagre-repair ako ng aircon, tapos tingin ko may leak, nagpapabad ako guys, para hindi naman matayang ating nitrogen, ang muna kong ginagawa, binababaran ko muna siya ng 100 PSI. Yan. Tapos, nagbabubble test ako. Ngayon, pag hindi ko makikita siya sa 100 PSI, tataasan ko yung 100 PSI, gagawa ko yung 200 PSI. Ngayon, pag hindi ko pa rin makita, ayan, tataasan ko na, bababaran ko na yan, kahit mga 500 PSI para mas mabilis ko makita yung leak. So, ayan yung sekreto din guys, pag nagbababad kayo ng nitrogen. So, sa mga baguhan natin ng mga gustong matuto sa air conditioning, sana mapanood na itong video ko para kahit paano naman ay
So, yun nga po, nakita po sa video ng mga kung ano nga ba yung manifold gauge test. Kung ano yung mga katangian niya, kung anong bawat part niya, kung anong ginagamit para makapag-service sa air conditioning. So, a portable handheld manifold gauge that consists of the center manifold, 2 or more valves, and 2 gauges. So, magkaiba po yung mga gauges niya at mga valves niya. Isa sa low pressure at sa high pressure. The manifold gauge is color-coded blue for low pressure at saka red for high pressure. So, hindi din naman po magkakamali dyan sa paglalagay ng mga hose dahil pag sa low pressure po, mas maliit po yung hose na pinagtutuutan niya sa manifold. Mas malaki sa high pressure. Tapos kung nasa gitna naman po, ito po, yung sa vacuum para makuha po yung mga nasa loob na refrigerant. So, when both the low and the high side valves are closed, each gauge registers the amount of pressure in the respective sides of the system. When the low side valve is open, the low side of the system is connected through the manifold to the center port, so that refrigerant can be added or removed. Gauge reading at the time may or may not be accurate. A gauge reading should be taken only when both valves are closed. So, bago nga pala isuot yung ilagay yung mga hose, kailangan sarado yung mga valve para hindi matapon na matayang yung mga refrigerant pag sinaksak na yung mga hose. Kailangan na isarado lahat. So, when the high valve side valve is open, the high side is connected to the center part of the manifold. This valve should only be open with the evacuation and recovery procedures are in progress. The high side gauge valve should never be opened with the system operating as the high pressure in the system can cause injury or damage. So nakaka-injury daw po at nakakadamage daw kung hindi lang ayos ang mga procedure na ito na kailangan sarado lahat ng mga valve bago mag-operate. Most manifold gauge sets have one low pressure and one high pressure gauge. The low pressure gauge is called the compound gauge because it registers both pressure and vacuum. The pressure side of the gauge reads in PSI while the vacuum side of the gauge reads in inches of mercury. Typical compound gauge register pressure by deflecting the needle clockwise from zero and vacuum by deflecting the needle counterclockwise from zero. A compound gauge generally reads up to 30 inches of mercury of vacuum and up to 120 psi of pressure. The high side gauge generally rates pressure from 0 to 600 psi or 0 to 1400 kilopascal. Ito po yung example niya. The low side gauge measures both pressure and vacuum. Ang note po is along with R12, R22, and R502 scales are displayed on the gauge. R22 and R502 are industrial refrigerants. The same manifold gauge that can be industrial as well as automotive application. Make certain your readings sa correct scale. Kailangan po tama lagi ang mga reading para accurate po ang paglalagay at pag-service ng aircon dahil mahal po ang mga nitrogen, mga refrigerant po para hindi lubos. So, the manifold gauge. Many shops use charging stations which combines the manifold gauge set with the vacuum pump for system evacuation and houses refrigerant cylinders and scales for accurately measured recharging. Some stations perform additional functions such as metered oil replacement, refrigerant contamination, testing, and refrigerant recovery and recycling. Ito po yung sa set-off valve. Set-off valves are required within 12 inches of the end of each service hose to prevent refrigerant that is in the hose from venting into the atmosphere, then connecting and disconnecting the hoses. So, yun nga po ang mga refrigerant po ay nakakasama sa atmosphere natin. Kaya, mahalaga pong may mga set-off valve para masahan po natin ang mga nabasa ng refrigerant para pag magsa-service, para hindi makapunta sa atin, para hindi rin po siya masayang. Mayroon din po itong mga quick disconnect service fitting na magsa-shut off po automatically when the hose is detached. Some set-off valves are manual, make certain that the manual set-off valves are closed before connecting. Kailangan mga po daw sarado bago i-connect sa mga valve, mga hose po. That is gauge calibration and altitude adjustment. Measurement tools that are frequently used tend to become unbalanced and require periodic adjustment. For instance, a pressure gauge that is not connected to an air conditioning system will show pressure reading. Instead of the needle at zero on a measurement tool, each graduation is called a caliber. When a tool is showing an incorrect reading, the tool is out of calibration. So yun nga, hindi naman daw po laging nagsaservice ng aircon. So kadalasan po sa mga manifold na gauge set is na out of adjustment. Minsan po hindi po akma yung mga araw nila. So mahalaga pong i-calibrate po yun bago po nila gamitin ulit. At ito nga po calibration ng pressure gauge is easy with a small adjustment. Usually by setting the pointer to zero, this is done by removing the plastic lens cover and adjusting the calibration screw. So yan po, ina-adjust lang po yung mga screw kaya para bumalik ulit sa zero para sumama po ulit mag-aspirate ulit yung mga bukas. Since atmospheric pressure varies with altitude, gauge pressure and vacuum readings also vary with the altitude. altitude increases, gauge readings for both pressure and vacuum lower in value. For example, a vacuum gauge reading in 18 meters per at sea level at equivalent to a vacuum gauge reading of 13 inches at 5,000 feet in altitude. Just the size, ano po yung chart na yung sinasabi. Dahil magkakaiba po ang service na ginagawa pag po, depende po sa taas ng lugar niyo sa inyong, ang taas ng lugar niyo. So, magkakaiba po yung mga pressure na dapat ilagay pag depende po sa taas ng lugar niyo. Sa taas po kayong nasa taas ang inyong position na kadalasan pinagdadriban. Ito po. Ito po sa chart, yung altitude is above sea level. Ito po yung mga kailangan pressure dahil mga kailangan PSI. Ito naman po yung sa vacuum vibration. So the company and recycling station. It is illegal to discharge any kind of refrigerant directly into the atmosphere. Therefore, it is necessary to have equipment that will capture it. Di ba nalipat? Nasa nasa inyo? Kapage 4 pa lang din. Pero naririnig ko naman ako. Di ko na lang yun, no? Di ko na lang i-full screen, no? Ito pa rin. So, yan, yung sinabi ko kanina, magkakaiba po yung ano, ito nga lang, magkakaiba po yung gauge na sinasaad sa bawat ano, gauge nila. Pare pong isa, sa kaliwa po, kulay blue, low pressure side po, tapos high pressure yung nasa kanan na kulay red. Kailangan din po sarado yung sinabi ko kayo, sarado yung mga port, mga valves, bago sa stop. Ayan po. Ayan, nalipat na. So, ito yung sa, ano, sa shut-off valve. Meron siyang 12 inches at the end of the of-each service hose to prevent refrigerant to sit in the hose from venting in the atmosphere when connecting and disconnecting the hose. Ito yung itsura niya. Sa daling module ko, medyo malapit. Kaya meron siyang mga valve na dito na sinasarhan bago i-disconnect at i-connect sa mga hose. Ito naman yung sa ano, sa gauge calibration and altitude adjustment. And dito ina-adjust yung mga pointers sa zero bago ulit mag-service. Kinakalibrate nila to para dahil hindi nga madalas ginagamit. Pag hindi madalas ginagamit, yun yung ginagawa. Pero minsan kahit madalas gamitin, nagkasala pa din dahil sa mga pressure, medyo lumulog yung mga screw, ganyan. Kaya kailangan tama sa excess of nitrogen, mga PSI, kilopascal. Depende yan sa mga refrigerant na gagamitin. At yun, sa altitude, nababago yung mga PSI na kailangan sa refrigerant, sa mga pressure, depende sa lugar mo, depende sa taas ng gusto mo. And sa taas at baba na ito. Depende sa sea level, above sea level, altitude. And ito yung sa atmospheric pressure. Itong chart na ito is altitude pressure variation. Ito naman yung sa vacuum. Magkaiba din sila. So ito naman yung sa the recovery or recycling station. It is illegal to discharge any kind of refrigerant directly into the atmosphere. Therefore, it is necessary to have equipment that will capture the refrigerant as it is being recovered and stored for the recycling or disposal. This is one of the key functions of the recovery or recycling station. Recovery or recycling or recycling station also include recycling the refrigerant. Other functions of this station include built-in source for vacuum to evacuate the system after recovery. The ability to control the amount of refrigerant that are being charged. The some stations monitoring new refrigerant from approved containers. So ito yung recovery and recycling station. Sinasabi dito na hindi nga daw maganda yung mga refrigerant para ma-direct sa atmosphere. So nagganito sila, nag-invento sila ng mga station o mga para mga lalagyan para ma-recover at binabaksin nila yung mga para ma-recycle ulit, ma-refrigerant para ma-recycle ulit, para magamit ulit. Para hindi mapunta sa atmosphere. Ito, may video din ako dito tungkol about dito sa recovery. About sa para para sa atmosphere.
No. How to recover refrigerant from an AC unit? When repairing work in AC unit, sometimes it is necessary to remove the refrigerant. For example, when replacing a compressor or any other equipment fault, the refrigerant may need to be removed. When removing the refrigerant, it should be removed and stored without mixing in the atmosphere. It is an important role of HVAC technician to remove refrigerant without leaking, as it affects the ozone layer and the environment. Now, how to recover refrigerant can be seen step by step. First, use proper PPA before starting work. Then take the necessary tools. The important tools in it are recovery machine. It has suction port, discharge port, and selector switches. Recovery cylinder. It has two ports, namely liquid port and vapor port. Then manifold gauge. First, turn off the unit. Then, connect from the discharge port of the recovery machine to the liquid port of the recovery cylinder. First, we are going to do the recovery of liquid refrigerant. Liquid refrigerant recovers faster than vapor refrigerant. So, first recover liquid refrigerant and then recover vapor refrigerant. Connect the yellow hose from the manifold gauge to the suction port of the machine. Connect blue hose of manifold gauge to vapor port of unit and red hose to liquid port of unit. After connecting all the hoses, change the suction switch of the machine to liquid. Then, open the valve of recover cylinder. Then, change the selector switch in the machine to recover and start the machine. After starting the machine, change the discharge switch of the machine to open position and then open the liquid line valve in the manifold gauge. Now, all the liquid refrigerant in the unit goes to the cylinder through the machine. According to the rules, the recovery cylinder should not be charged more than 80% of its capacity with refrigerant. So, when doing refrigerant recovery, charge it below 80% only. Close manifold gauge after liquid line pressure value reaches 0 psi in manifold gauge. Then, close the suction switch, discharge switch, and recover switch in the machine and turn off the machine. Then, close the cylinder valve and remove the hose from the liquid side of the cylinder and connect it to the vapor side. Then, open the valve on the vapor side. Then change the suction switch in the machine to vapor, change the selector switch to recover, and then open the discharge switch. Now start the machine. After starting, open the vapor valve in the gauge. Now, all the vapor refrigerant in the unit will start to recover. After manifold gauge reaches value 0, close the manifold gauge valve, cylinder valve, and close the discharge switch, suction switch, and selector switch in the machine. Then turn off the unit. This is the method to recover refrigerant. I hope you have understood the method of refrigerant recovery through this video.
So yun, based dun sa video, pinakita kung paano ang proper na method sa pag-recover at pag-recycle ng mga refrigerant. Hello, rinig ba ako? Guys, audible ba? So next is recovery of recycling station. Some of this system may have a monitoring system for temperature, digital displays, and automated controls for easier, more accurate equipment operation. So ito nga sa picture yung mga, example yung mga station ng recover and recycling. So portable sila, or portable charging station due to their changes of environmental and hazardous material regulation. It is mandatory that air conditioning service shops have kailangan daw lahat ng air conditioning shop may ganito para hindi magkumalat yung refrigerant na ozone sa atmosphere dahil masama ito sa pagpapalian natin. Since different refrigerants become contaminated when mixed, each recovery or recycling station is refrigerant specific. Some stations are dual refrigerant machines that service both R12 and R134 air. You must evacuate the service lines before you switch the refrigerant. Some dual stations have two complete systems to recover R12 and R134A. Most shops have dedicated single refrigerant machines for each type of refrigerant system that is services. Never mix refrigerant. Never mix refrigerant if you have a dedicated recycling recovery station. Kung meron daw po kayong recycling recovery station, kung yung pag-mix ng mga refrigerant dahil magkakaiba po sila ng properties. These are three types of recovery equipment. Merong mga tatlong types ng recovery. Merong pang recovery lang, merong pang recovery at pang recycle, at meron din sa lahat recovery, recycling, and recycling. So most equipment is dedicated to one type of refrigerant. Also, some equipment is capable of handling multiple refrigerants. Some stations have built-in cages, while other units require a separate manifold cage set to be connected to the vehicle. So, next reporter po.
Zoom out medyo malapit. Yan. The recovery recycling station. A recovery on station pumps refrigerant into a storage tank, which is then recycled when full. This process can be done on-site or outside. The station functions like an air conditioning system involving a compressor, expansion valve, heat exchanger, or oil separator, filter, drying for compressor, oil separator, heat exchanger, moisture indicator, and return to the holding tank. The refrigerant is then clean and moisture-free before being reused. A charging station is connected to the holding tank to recharge another air conditioning system, but it lacks evaluation or charging function. Sa daw po ay nag-extract ng refrigerant from an air conditioning system. Sinagay po sa mismong tanke para po ma-recycle. Okay po, next po. The recovery recycling station. The recovery recycling and recharging station is a convenient way to service air conditioning system. It offers recycling function, system evacuation and charging functions. Advanced features like precise refrigerant measurement, heated cylinder charging, and automatic sequence make system service easier. It's crucial to read the manufacturer direction and familiarize yourself with the machine features to ensure proper operation. Ano po, dapat po ay nasa sakto yung pagkakameasure para po hindi po magkamali. At maganda po yung mga function niya at napaka-efficient po. Dapat po ay sumusunod po tayo sa mga protocols, sa mga instruction ng mga manufacturer para po lahat po ay hindi magka-problema. Next po. The recovery recycle station. Do not use disposable refrigerant containers for storing recycled refrigerant. Use only the CGR Title 49 or UL approved containers for recycled refrigerant. Note that these tanks must be retested every 5 years to ensure that they are safe. Figure 315, additional storage containers must not be filled to more than 80% volume of liquid refrigerant. Exceeding this percentage can potentially lead to explosion due to thermal expansion of the liquid refrigerant. Ano daw po? Dapat po ay hindi mag-over po dun sa volume ng liquid. Hindi po magkakaroon po ng problema na yun nga po na mag-explode po. Which is delikado po. At makikita naman po dun sa pinakatatak po talaga kung hanggang kailan lang po pwedeng magamit. Next po. Refrigerant identification. You must identify the type of refrigerant in your possession before you begin in any type of service. This applies to refrigerant and store containers as well as that in the vehicle. A container or system labeled R134A may be mislabeled or may not contain pure 134A. Do not take chances as to the type of refrigerant or whether it is contaminated or not. You must check it yourself or you run the risk of contaminating all systems, equipment, and other refrigerant that any contaminated refrigerant comes in contact with. So, ayun daw po, kailangan po ma-double check niyo po yung mga yung mga system para po yung mga equipment hindi po magka-problema. Lalo na po pag lahat. Kasi po napakalaking problema po nun pag nangyari po yun. Kaya po dapat mag-ingat. Next po. Refrigerant identification. Refrigerant identifiers are available in portable handheld units, figure 3 to 17, or as part of an AC service station. Currently, there is no way to separate different refrigerants. Contaminated refrigerant is sent to a recycler to be disposed of. The use of refrigerant identifier is detailed in Chapter 1 under Special Tools. As stated, you must identify the purity of refrigerant in storage containers before you attempt to use any of it. Yan, makikita niyo po sa picture yung refrigerant identifier na kailangan po gamitin. Yun nga po, special tools po siya na hindi agad-agad nakukuha na po. Kaya maganda pag meron ka niyan. Next po. Refrigerant identification. Recycled refrigerant often may be contaminated with air. Recycled refrigerant is checked for excess air by carefully measuring the container pressure of a temperature stabilized container. Figure 3 to 18 to check for excess air. Store the container of recycled refrigerant at in nga po, 5F or above for a period of 12 hours. Make certain the container is protected from direct sunlight. Ayun po, dapat ma-avoid po dun sa pinaka-direct sunlight para po hindi po magka-problema. Attach a calibrated pressure gauge with 1 PSI division to the container and determine the container pressure. Yun daw po, may kakabit daw po na calibrated na pressure gauge para po may check po dun sa 1 PSI. 3. Use a calibrated thermometer to measure the temperature of the air within 4 inches of the container. Ayun po, gamit po tayo ng calibrated thermometer para po ma-measure natin ang air. na 4 inches. Number 4, compare the container pressure and air temperature readings to the chart in the figure 3 to 19 to determine if the refrigerant is contaminated with excess air. Ayun po, para pong paalamin po kung meron po po natitira sa loob na air. 5. If the pressure readings exceed the maximum pressure, so vent a small amount of vapor from the top of the tank into the recovery recycling equipment until the pressure is less than the maximum limit. Ayun po, parang magbabawas po ng pressure sa loob na susunod ng maximum na limit. 6. If the container pressure continues to exceed the maximum pressure limit, the refrigerant must be recycled. Ayun po, parang i-recycle po yung pinaka-refrigerant. Next po. Refrigerant identification. Ayun po, makita niyo po sa picture yung pinaka-gauge na nag-offer po ng mga readings. Ito makita niyo po yung mga temperature dyan, mga pressure, PSI, PPA, yun po, yung maximum container pressure na refrigerant to excess air. Next po. Recovering the system. Anytime the AC system must be open for service, the refrigerant must first be recovered from the vehicle system. Remember, it is unlawful to knowingly when refrigerant to the system. The procedure listed and shown below is typically of the procedure for most recovery units. Remember to check the procedure for the type of equipment that you are using. Number 1. Attach the recovery equipment to the low side and high side ports on the vehicle. Kaya kung makita niyo sa picture, may na-attach po yung sa recovery equipment sa low and high side ng service port. Next po. Open both service valves on the recovery equipment. Ayun po makita niyo po sa picture na ina-open po yung sa high side service. Dito sa kanila naman po, makita niyo po dun sa nagsa-service po na sa low service footing. Next po. Open both low side and high side valves on the recovery unit to stow it with. Hindi po makita niyo po sa moisture indicator na sa kaliwa po, low side at sa kanan po, high side po. Open the both low side and high side valves on the recovery unit. Next po. Slowly open the oil drain valve on the equipment to remove any oil from the previous system service. Ayun po, kailangan po natin na matanggal sa mga pinakauna yung service, yung mga oil po. Yung daw po, dahan-dahan daw po yung open para po mag-drain yung sa valve to remove any oil from the previous system service. Ito po yung sura. Next po. Press the recovery switch on the unit to start the recovery process. Ayun po, parang mukha lang po siyang calculator. Start the recovery process on the recovery unit. Ayun po, available na po yung recycle, yung filter, yung mga number yun po. And, yun po. Next.
Ano po? After the recovery unit shuts off automatically, the initial recovery process has been completed and the low side gauge on the recovery unit should show about 10 to 17 inches mercury as is na indicate po dapat sa ating gauge po. Monitor the low side gauge of the recovery unit for a period of a couple of minutes. Observe the gauge and if the gauge rises above 0 psi, repeat. The recovery process figure sheet 29. Usually, the recovery process will need to be repeated several times to ensure that all the refrigerant has been removed from the vehicle system. Kailangan daw po pag 0 PSI po, pagka tumaas sa 0 PSI po, kailangan pong ulitin yung ano po, yung recovery process po ulit para ma-ensure po na maubos po lahat ng refrigerant sa loob ng system po. Okay po, next. If your equipment has the capability, check the amount of refrigerant recovered from the system. Kita naman po sa figure po na may ano po siya, na uh, ano po, pinapakita niya po kung ilan po yung amount po ng ano, refrigerant na na-recover po sa system po. Next po. Open the oil drain and measure the oil that was removed from the system. You may need to replace this amount of oil if a significant amount was removed from the vehicle. Kailangan daw pong ano, i-open po yung oil drain tapos po i-measure yung langis na na-recovery system. Tapos daw po ano, pag ang amount po ng oil ay hindi sumapat, ay kailangan daw po palitan ng langis sa specific ano po, amount po. Next po. Anytime the refrigerant system is open, it must be purged of moisture and air before it is recharged. Water contamination in an air conditioning system reduces system efficiency. Water mixed with R12 forms hydrochloric acid which corrodes system components. Even a single drop of moisture in a refrigerant system can cause serious damage. Evacuating a refrigeration system removes all moisture and air. However, evacuation does not remove oil or any foreign substances, which can be removed only by flushing the system or components. Evacuation works by reducing the vapor pressure inside system, which reduces the boiling point of the moisture to below ambient temperature. The moisture then boils into a vapor that can be removed from the system with a vacuum pump. See the chart in figure 32 for the boiling points of water at a different pressures. The following evacuation procedures apply to the use of a manifold gauge set and a vacuum pump. If you are using an air conditioning system, refer to the equipment directions for proper use po. Kailangan daw po, pagka binuksan po ang refrigerant system, kailangan daw po ma-purge ito sa, ng, matanggal po yung moisture at saka po hangin bago po siya lagyan ulit ng refrigerant po. Tapos, ang water contamination daw po sa loob ng air conditioning systems ay nakakapag-reduce daw po ng efficiency ng yung air conditioning system po. Tapos po yung kailangan daw po wala daw pong moisture sa loob ng isang system dahil daw po i-cause daw po siya ng damage sa loob ng system. Yan po yung ating boiling point ng water under a vacuum daw po. The system's refrigerant must be completely removed, recovered before beginning evacuation. Allowing liquid refrigerant to enter the vacuum pump can damage or destroy the pump. Kailangan daw pong makuha niya yung refrigerant bago daw po magsimula ng evacuation daw po. Allowing liquid refrigerant to enter the vacuum pump. The air conditioning system must be evacuated anytime the system has been opened. Perform the evacuation procedure as follows. Attach the low side and high side hoses to the system and attach the center or yellow service hose to the vacuum pump. Yun po, pinapakita po dito sa ano sa image po na kung ano daw po ang gagawin sa evacuation daw po ginagawa ko. Sige po, next po. Turn the vacuum pump on and open both manifold valves. Kailangan daw po ibuksan daw po yung vacuum pump tapos po open po yung dalawang manifold valves. The low side gauge should read at least 20 inches mercury. Vacuum within 5 minutes and the high side gauge needle should be pulled down slightly below its zero mark. If the high side gauge needle doesn't move, kailangan daw po at least 20 inches mercury daw po ang vacuum sa loob ng 5 minutes. Tapos ang high side gauge needle daw po ay medyo mababa sa zero mark daw po. Diba? If the system does not drop the required vacuum, it is leaking. Find and repair the leak before continuing the evacuation process. Kailangan daw po, pagka bumaba daw po yung nawala daw po sa required vacuum yung may leak daw po, kailangan daw po hanapin at saka po i-repair bago i-continue yung evacuation process daw. Keep the pump running for a minimum of 20 minutes after the vacuum has reached 28 to 30 inches mercury of vacuum. It must cool down enough to make the water boil. On humid days, it will take longer for the water to boil. Kailangan daw po yung pump daw po ay natatakbo ng 20 minutes after the vacuum daw po. Pag naka-reach na ng 28 to 30 inches of mercury daw po. It must cool down to make enough to make the water boil. Kailangan daw po yung para diba, mag-boil daw po yung yung water po. Next po. When the evacuation is complete, close both the low side and high side service valves and observe the vacuum for a loss of vacuum. A small rise in the vacuum is normal. However, the vacuum should hold in the system. If it does not, it indicates that the system has a leak and should be repaired before charging. Kailangan daw, pagkatapos daw po ng evacuation system kung ginagawa, kailangan sarado daw po yung low side and high side service valves daw po. Tapos, i-observe daw po yung vacuum po na babawasan po yung vacuum daw po. Kahit maliit lang daw po yung rise, ay sa vacuum ay normal lang daw po. Pero, kailangan daw po nag-hold pa din yung vacuum sa loob ng system. The charging the system. System charging is the process of installing refrigerant into the air conditioning system using a manifold gauge set or a charging station. Before beginning this procedure, consult the factory shop manual for the vehicle that you are servicing. For example, you need to know the type of air conditioning system, its capacity, and the oil charge and type if you need to add oil to the system. With recent changes in environmental safety laws, more shops are purchasing combination recovery recycling recharging equipment. Although less common, charging with 12-ounce cans, as seen in Figure 338, is still performed in some shops. Kailangan daw po yung system charging daw po ay installing refrigerant into a air conditioning system daw po using a manifold gauge set or charging station daw po. Kailangan daw po yung refrigerant na ginagamit ay pasado po sa environmental safety laws daw po. Next. Refrigerant containers, once known as a 1 pound cans, were initially sold in 16-ounce cans due to rising refrigerant prices. Manufacturers made these smaller containers instead of raising prices when recharging. It's crucial to note that these containers hold only 12 ounces, making them unsuitable for charging. Accurately measuring the amount of refrigerant being charged into the system is not possible. And as ARC-134A system capacity increases, the more sensitive to overcharging or undercharging. Accuracy of the charge is crucial for proper system performance as the capacity of the systems has gotten smaller. Dati daw po yung refrigerant containers daw po ay mga nasa isang mga 1 pound cans daw po. Pero dahil daw po nagtataas ang presyo daw po, ginawa po ginagawa kong mga 16 ounce cans daw po para ma mas ma-afford daw po yung pang charge ng system daw po sa air conditioning system. Wait, next. Following are a few general tips on charging the air conditioning system. Remember that any container of refrigerant has both liquid and vapor inside. Figure 239. When the container is upright, pressurized vapor is forced into the service hose as the refrigerant boils. When you turn the container over, pressurized liquid is forced through the nozzle instead. Large refrigerant containers and charging stations setups have two-way valves that let you choose whether to draw vapor from the container or liquid form at the bottom. Yun daw po, dalawang pwede daw pong kumuha ng refrigerant daw po as a vapor form po or liquid form daw po. Basta upright lang daw po or inverted ng daw po. Ay po, next time report po.
Dito naman yung may dalawang paraan para makabilis ng proseso ng pag-protect. Maliit daw ang lahat ng refrigerant ng kaya ang gamit ng pinagmumula sa engine fan habang binubuhos ang refrigerant. Ang pangalawa namang exhaust station po ay itatas lang ang pressure at itutuhan mo sa matatas ang refrigerant sa 60. And the 6 capacity is alam natin ang kapasited ng isang system para hindi mapuno ng sobra. Ano isang tapos ng liberator sobra ay masisiraan na maaari na po masira ang ilang system. Ang apektado po ng mga factory system ay nakalagay na po sa level ng ilalim ng the capacity of say this luxury therefore from unfilled has the black. Dito naman po yun. Ito, alam mo, kapasidad ng signal feedback daw po ay magdagdag ng refrigerant sa ayon vapor hanggang karoon ng mga bula sa sensor glass. Tapos na po ay magdagdag ng mga mga bula para pagkatapos mag-extend. Magdagdag ng kaya ang pag-list ng system bago tingnan nila ang stage light. If you also bring directly for actively
Pwede pa experience.
control amount of the adversely the
Gusto mo makita yung binayaran mo? Yan.
and the
Sige, siguro kasi.
and
Pinailaw ko lang. Hinahan.
weight comes with our exciting. Dito naman po ay ano. Huwag daw po ano. Kailan yung buksan ang side cover valve habang tumatakbo. Ang impression. Pangalit na po ito dahil maaaring kapira ng lalagyan at pagtitiras na maaaring magdulot ng sisala. Ay, this is picture kung salbaad as not pagtitiras at before dito naman daw po yan. Ang nakatrasan daw ay magdagdag ng maraming refrigerant na kaya. Ito daw na bababa ang
Nakailan?
sa
Nakailan? Kailangan mo nakailan?
para sa isang tayo para sa babalik balik ka daw ang ba para sa weekday? And wait for capacity. Dito naman ay ang pressure ng system at lagyan daw lagyan. Tapos, i-defaultan ang system hanggang kumukulo. Tapos, ang refrigerant ito sa low side habang matakbo ang compressor. Ginawa, ginagawa ito pagkatapos ng liquid. At manifold gauge set and battery the battery is close the gauge the bakit. Ito po sa figure ko yan. Napakita ko din yung pag ano po ng bakit. Halimbawa, bago ito ikabit ang headset ay alisin daw ang sa system. Connect the yellow service first from the box vacuum top and attach the refrigerant vacuum. Other drum. Dito naman tayo ano. Ito ng bit ng ano, dilaw na hose mula sa vacuum pump at ikabit daw ito sa refrigerant pump. Ito na dito sa figure 241. Ito ay ang bang pagkatapos i-battery ang system. Open the tank, refrigerant valve at push the refrigerant from inside, outside, on the tail end, therefore the weight figure that 3 to 14. Ito naman ay buksan daw ang refrigerant tank while baliktad ang refrigerant drum at ilagay ito sa timbangan para maita may tala ang timbang na ano, na tama. Dito makita natin sa figure na tinitimbang nila yung refrigerant. Next na.
Open the manifold gauge outside service manifold and allow liquid refrigerant to fan flow until the system pressure is equal to the refrigerant tank pressure pressure. Dito naman ay buksan daw ang manifold gauge ay outside cover valve niya. Kayaan daw dumaloy ang likodong refrigerant habang patay ang ang pressure sa system. At at ng refrigerant tank ay malagyan. Katulad doon sa figure. Doon sinusukat ang mga kung naglalagay ng refrigerant. Next pa. Close the outside service valve on the manifold gauge set. Yan nga, yan. Sa kailangan daw ay close daw ang ang heat side service valve. Wait. Isara ang heat side service valve sa manifold gauge set. Katulad sa figure na yun, sabi ko na kailangan isara yung high side service valve. Next one. Turn the refrigerant from right upright to upright so refrigerant vapor will be drawn from the top of the tank. Yun nga, sa figure na kailangan nasa top daw ang gauge ng tank. Ipatayo daw ang refrigerant drought para makuha ang refrigerant vapor mula sa itaas ng tangke. Tulad sa figure ngayon, ang sabi na sa figure na kailangan na yung gauge kailangan na sa taas ng tank. Ito ay kaya ang haling hakbang ng pagkatapos ng liquid charging. Next one. Start the vehicle and turn the AC system on. Dito naman ay panda rin daw sa sakyan yan ang AC system kapag pagka-engage daw ng compressor, buksan ng low side manifold gauge pump para makapasok ang vapor refrigerant. Yun nga, sa system na yun, sa figure natin. Kailangan nakataas yung gauge. Yun lang. After the compressor, engage, open the low side manifold gauge pump valve and allow the compressor to draw in vapor re- refrigerant. Nasa figure na rin. Nakikita dito na pag kapag daw nag-a-add ng na ang tamang dami ng refrigerant, isara daw ang low side valve sa manifold gauge set. Yun nga, sa figure na yun, kailangan daw nakasara. Siyempre, next. When the connect amount of refrigerant is being added to the system, close the low side valve on the manifold gauge set. Dito naman ay isara daw ang refrigerant tank valve at buksan daw ulit ang yung low side valve sa manifold gauge set para daw makuha yung compression ang natitirang refrigerant sa hose. Nga, sa figure nga yun na nakikita dito yung pagsasaido sa refrigerant sa hose. Next one. Close the refrigerant tank valve and open the low side valve on the manifold gauge set to allow the compressor to draw in the refrigerant that was left in the hose. Dito ay isara daw ang refrigerant tank valve. Buksan daw yung low side valve sa sa manifold gauge. Yun lang. Next one. Next. Close the low side manifold gauge valve and blow the system to stabilize. Isara daw ang low side manifold gauge valve at hayaan naging stable daw ang system. Perform a system performance the test before disconnect the manifold gauge set. Magsagawa daw ng system magsagawa daw ng system performance test bago tanggalin ang manifold gauge set. Number 13. Remove the manifold gauge set and replace all service cup yun nga, sa figure na to, nire-replace yung mga sa gauge. Halimbawa tayo, alisin daw ang manifold gauge set at palitan ang lahat ng service cup. Yun nga, na napakita doon sa figure na inalis yung mga service cup. Next part. Next. Next boss. Do not allow any air to enter the system. Ito naman na yan. Ang halimbawa naman ng mga ito ay huwag daw hayaang makapasok ang hangin sa system kung lumabas ang hose ay habang nagpapalit ng lalagyan. Dapat daw ito ay i-progress. Laging isara daw ang split off valve ng hose para maiwasan ito.
Okay.
Yun naman sa yun. Para daw maprotektahan ang compressor ay palaging isara daw ang shut out valve sa hose bago ipasok ang refrigerant sa system. Huwag daw buksan ang compression. Yun sa never turn the compressor switch. The manifold high side valve open. Huwag daw ang makapasok ang likidong refrigerant sa right side tube. High side valve kung bukas ito. If liquid refrigerant is allowed to enter the compressor, it is established to break a section. Dito naman ay kung ang liquid daw ay refrigerant ay pinapayagang makapasok sa high pressure side, maaari ito ay pagdulot ng pagkasira ng section nerd valve. Ang mahalagang punto dito sa pag ng liquid ay vapor charge. Ang ginagamit sa paglokasyon ng service fitting. Next part. Next.
So, yun po yung kabuuan ng report namin. Bale, yung mga video pong naka-related po sa report po namin, ipapasa na lang po dun sa Google Meet ni Sir Bryce. Doon po mga related para po mas lalong maintindihan. Thank you po.